Michael, welcome to the Digital Scene Show here at Cinners event. You were one of the innovators presenting, right?
Yes.
Tell us a bit about your company. What do you do?
I'm with a company called Confidence Bay, which is a mobile, high-definition editing suite. Basically, the premise is if you're shooting anything digital, high-end Cine Alta, red camera, and we show up with a fully functional mobile editing bay, and we help you start your post-process on location.
That's interesting. So you guys are a service, not a product.
If you wanted to get one, I can make one for you.
Right.
But truthfully, it's more of a service.
It's a service, so it comes along with the editors.
If you wish. You know, a lot of people have their own editors, but what they don't have is an understanding of the new age we're getting into, which is the data age.
Yeah.
If you're shooting with a red camera, with a single camera, you're probably shooting about 100 gigabytes a day, and it's being created in 20, 30, 40, 50 files. That starts to add up, especially if you use some of the Final Cut Pro, or you actually have to go have to process that data. What we do is we come with the expertise of how to handle that data, how to archive it, how to put it through the ringer so that we can actually process it so you can see it 2K, 4K, whatever you're going to use to edit. But in the back of the RV, we have a second station where you bring your editor, if you want to, and they can start the edit process. The whole idea being is that there's more eyeballs on more of your footage more of the time. And if you want to, you can have a rough cut ready by the time you wrap.
Right, right. Well, you know, and there seems to be a trend where they're bringing post-production to the production side.
Absolutely.
Right, where people are doing post-production right there because they want to catch it before they shut down the unit.
Really, really. The problem I've always had with post-production is that it's post-production. It's
right.
Afterwards. And if you have any really big problems, simple things to fix, camera settings or anything like that, you don't fix it, you don't find it until way after. Well, why not have it on location where you can do it, find it, fix it when it's cheap, and where you don't have to go back and do any reshoots or anything like that.
Sure. Now, what kind of NLEs do you guys have on your bay? What editing systems do you support?
We're a Final Cut Pro native.
So you are, okay.
But the big thing about the RV is that we were able to do some of the technology underneath. The big thing is we carry with us a big, huge uninterruptible power system, a UPS. It's a double conversion power system, so we get struck by lightning, you lose power on the outside of the grid, your computers stay up. Because we have that capability, we have the confidence to be able to plug in anything you want. Right. So if you want to work in Avid, you want to use in Final Cut, to us really, they're just computers, they're your systems, they're what you want to use. And what we can provide is a safe, confident place on location where all that stuff can happen in a good, comfortable work environment.
But you do provide the systems with the NLE as well.
Yes, we provide native, what we come with, which is a RAID array and desktops as big as we can get usually, if not quads, ochos, a workable system and it's all networked together. If you want an Avid, we go get an Avid.
Got it.
Basically.
What about any special effects, kind of like Keen? Do you guys offer those kinds of services as well? If, for example, we don't want to bring a special effects guy, we want you guys to take care of all that?
Basically what we'll do is have a consultation on what you're going to need.
Oh, see.
And
you build a truck based on your needs.
Build what you need for when you need it, because nobody wants the same thing. Everybody wants something different. Plus, if you're going to have CG, if you're going to have maybe some previs, we bring those guys in and say, hey, have an extra station. You have your color guy. Hey, there's space for you. Come on in. You have a place to sit down. You have comfortable air conditioning. The computers themselves are out of the way, but they too have their own air conditioning.
It's a portable post-production suite.
It's a portable post-production suite that's flexible to your needs.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you something that has nothing to do with what you came up with.
Okay.
But since you work a lot on this, and you obviously work on Tapeless, I'm imagining most of your stuff is Tapeless. And you mentioned archiving, right? That's the big thing right now with Tapeless, right? The big negative is how in the hell do you archive all this? What is your thought on archiving? What's the future? Is it Blu-ray? Where do you put all this stuff?
Well, it's no different than, before they had film, they were like, oh, it's film, scary, right? You're not going to save any money right now. What you have to do is you have to take the money that you were going to spend on film development and put it in your data development. No, the future of it, it's going to be higher end Blu-ray. It's going to be really solid state flash.
Interesting.
RAID array, solid state flash RAID array. They're expensive right now. They're about $30,000 or $40,000 for 40 gig, but it's flash.
Sure.
It's pretty reliable. In fact, it's one of the most reliable that is possible out there right now. And it's rated, so basically you got it mirrored and in RAID array. So if you lose one of them and it goes bad, you stick in another module and it can rebuild your data.
Right.
So right now what we're doing with hard drives, they're going to be doing it with solid state. But for right now, you want to be thinking about don't get rid of your LTO drives. Your LTO 4, where you can actually have a tape made, a backup of your system, just like you would a high-end computer system. That's a good thing to have. Other than that, you're going to take a RAID array, which we oftentimes will build and hand over as part of the post-production process. You take that RAID array and you mirror it, so you've got 4 drives on top, 4 on the bottom, and you use it in RAID 5 format. The RAID 5 says if you lose one of those drives, you pull it out, you put a new one in, it'll actually rebuild the data from the data that you had on the other drives. So in a way, you're actually not just making 2 copies, you're making 2 very reliable copies. And then if you have your LTO or another topic in the third, you'll have your 3 industry standard copies.
Michael, you definitely know what you're talking about. I appreciate it. If people want to find out more information about your truck, where do they go?
ConfidenceBay.com.
Excellent, Michael. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.